Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going better than fantastic and your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic as well. Today I want to talk about something very important. It was something I was going to address, but a question was asked that made me think about this topic. And I think it's something that needs more attention when we are talking about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. A question was asked. Why does the narcissist seem to disrupt you when you are, let's say, eating? Or maybe you are washing your face? Or trying to take care of good hygiene? Or maybe you're trying to do a household project, such as painting a room or cleaning the garage. Why does the narcissist seem to find ways to disrupt such events or happenings? Well, as one subscriber put it, it's about control. And they are indeed correct. It is sadistic and evil control. But it goes deeper than that. And that goes into the topic that I've been wanting to talk about. And I think I've touched on it years ago. But here's what people need to know about narcissism. Narcissists and narcissistic abuse. You're not just dealing with a bunch of jerks, so to speak, that like ruining people's lives and getting supply and at times money as a result. Now, no doubt this is what the typical narcissist is all about. However, it goes deeper. Narcissistic abuse is a mind-wiping process. That's right. It's a deep evil mind-wiping process. If you have ever heard of or studied anything about real deal mind control, and studies that have gone on within regards to this practice, one of the main things that is done to scramble the minds of the person that they are trying to control, and to eventually to get this person to split off from themselves into an alternate reality, is you disrupt as many normal things this person has in their life. One of the big ones is sleep. Think about how many terrible arguments you've had at 3 or 5 in the morning with a narcissist's spouse or family member. And then you have to drag yourself to school or work a few hours later. After a few months of this, you become a zombie and might be willing to comply with whatever demands this narcissist has, with the hopes of getting some sort of relief. You might agree that the sky is green and not blue, just to keep some sort of sanity. But sadly, as a result, you give your sanity up. This is why narcissists will go after you when you're eating, when you're trying to do your homework, when you're trying to prepare for a business meeting you're going to have the next day. Because they ultimately want to get you to get so scrambled that you will agree that the sky is green or whatever other thing they want you to agree to, such as everything is your fault, with the hope that the mistreatment is somehow going to stop. This is much the same as when I was quite young, and my mother would gaslight my brother and I about certain things, just to see what our reactions would be, and then take it a step further with how she treated us based on our answers. My mother would accuse us of things we didn't do, such as moving a household item, or saying we said or did something we didn't do. Because I held strong and I wouldn't give her the information she was looking for, she knew that I would need to be the scapegoat. So she spent years making sure no one would believe a word I said, because she didn't want her cover blown. And as a result, my brother noticed this, and he complied with basically agreeing that the sky is green and everything my mother said and did was right. Why? Because he split. She was able to apply enough trauma. My brother didn't want to go through it all, and he wanted to avoid the mistreatment he witnessed I was getting. So he chose to go along with the lies and the evil. Who he was went away at that moment and his mind was wiped. And he was then programmed by my mother to be the robot she wanted him to be. This is what's happening when a narcissist is creating such havoc in your life. They are hoping they can wipe your mind and gain 100% control over you and your life. By getting you to split away from your normal self and become something or someone else entirely. Again. This is why this type of content is so important. Someone somewhere right now is going through this. Someone right now is trying to eat dinner, while their spoon or fork is being slapped out of their hand, or their plate of food is being thrown on the floor. I've actually noticed this happens especially when you were the one that cooked the food, and you spent a long time carefully preparing such a meal. They will find something at this nice dinner to fight about. And before you know it, the barely eating food is now all over the floor. And it's somehow your fault. Again. This is where self-reflection comes into play. Ask yourself. How is it possible this person could be seen as likable to others if they behaved this way if they got upset at work or with a so-called friend? Don't tell them all of this. Just think it in your mind. Reflect. And the answer you will get is they are a fraud to these people. They are faking they are nice. And they are showing you who they really are. They are nasty and mean. And you should never believe their lies about how sorry they are and how they want to get back on track with you and the relationship they have with you. Or they were having a bad day. Or that you just triggered them by the things you say. Which is a slick way of getting to you to sign off on the fact that they threw your food on the floor. If you are living with someone like this, and this has happened, please. This moment. No, it's never going to change. And it's only going to escalate and get worse. Much more worse. Yes. They will give fake apologies here and fake apologies there. You might have a few good days here and there. But you will be right back to being baited into screaming matches at 3 in the morning. You will be back to cleaning your food off of the floor. Food they threw on the floor. I remember one time. Susie threw my food that I had made for us on the floor. And then arrogantly said, "Now get down there and clean it up." It was so twisted and sadistic and sick. But again, if this has happened once, they are trying to mind wipe you and turn you into a metaphoric robot. It's time you get out. And since every situation is a tad unique, though there are similar patterns, think of the best and safest way you can get out of this situation and away from this individual. But you should be doing something this day and to have an end day when you will be out and away from this person. Each day. You should be doing something to get closer and closer and closer to get free. That should be your goal. Because with each lie, with each hoover, with each gaslight, with each broken promise, and then with more mistreatment, them arguing with you when you come home from the gym, or when you are trying to walk out the door to go to the gym, or you might try to bring them to the gym and they will argue with you on the way there, or even at the gym. With each and every time this happens to you, they chip away at who you are, as they are trying their best to erode your personality from you, and insert inside of yourself blame, shame, and doubt, and they want you to be able to develop a way to wall off the pain they are dishing out to you. And this is very important. If they can get you to develop this ability to wall off the pain and detach, they now know they have their mind wipe at least somewhat complete. And they have you right where they want you. Mind wiping. Mind control. Narcissistic abuse. It's the same thing. Again. People get this worldview idea about narcissism. It's this loud and brash person that doesn't care about others' feelings. So forth and so on. But there is a big side to narcissism that many don't see. The covert side. And trust and believe. The covert narcissists love. They love the fact that the loud narcissists exist and that there is a stereotype of narcissists surrounding the loud narcissists. And these covert narcissists, if they are in a position of authority and power, They will likely and have likely pushed the stereotype of the loud brash narcissist so the covert narcissist can continue on as business as usual. Doing what it is they do. Yes. Mind wiping. Mind wiping. This is what these individuals are up to from the first day they meet you. They size you up. And they work on a certain program to gain your trust. Then they start to chip away at you. And the longer that you allow this person to stay in your life, the more of a chance they have at successfully gaining control over your mind. Self-reflect. Self-reflect. This is how you put a big dent in narcissism. A great many of us years ago Googled emotional abuse. And it led us to some information here and there regarding narcissism and narcissistic abuse. That was then. Today we have so many websites and channels with a great many people telling their stories. Someone might say, hey wait. This is happening to me right now. This moment. Or last night. There are people right now sleeping in their backyard because they don't want to be in the house with their narcissist wife or husband. And guess what happens by doing this? You are starting to accept you sleeping on the grass outside is somehow normal. And if you don't want certain things to happen, then you will split. Narcissists are evil geniuses. But this information must be out there, so if someone is sleeping on their back lawn or in their car, or wherever, they might just search and find this information and understand why this is all happening to them. And that it's not normal at all. It's evil mind control, and the person that is doing this to them has no feelings or emotions or love. They only have evil in their heart pumping night and day. But let's talk more about this. Have you noticed these evil patterns in your life? Leave your comment below and let's talk more about this. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.